Hey, there we are. Beautiful. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Listen, I'm trying out my new headset here. Well, it's not a new headset, but new in the sense that I haven't tried it while doing this. I figured maybe it'll help with the echo a little bit. Anyway, we'll see how it is. Let me know if it's any better. So here we are, Friday, a very rainy day, right? Very much pressure. Very good day to be creaky, have sore joints, have sore everything. Now is the perfect day. You need to do your stretches today. So as always, you have to have the fuel for the body, and I need my fuel for the mind. Mm, so good. But whatever you like, right? Whatever this fuel for the mind drink is, water is not optional. You have to have it. Okay, guys? Mm, such good stuff. Okay, so here we go. Some, obviously, you can't really advance more so neck stretch. You can't really, you don't want to be snapping your head around in circles. That's not a thing, right? It's not meant to do that, right? You're going to stretch the muscles out correctly. Good. Excellent. And bring your head up. You might say, geez, Chris, I see these athletes and they'll be, let's say, on the side of the court, a basketball player, he's bouncing around and then he does like this 360 with his head, one in one direction, one in the other direction. Well, he's a pro athlete, so he must be good, right? Like that must be the right way to do it. Listen, sports people, they're superstitious. If it works, they do it. I mean, they'll wear the same pair of underwear unwashed for a year if they have to. I mean, gross. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but they're very superstitious, which is why they do it. They have already been stretched in the locker room by their trainers to be done properly. So then, once you're stretched out, sure, then you can spin your head around. But first, we gotta get stretched out. Right? Remember, we're aiming for the armpit, and we're letting the head fall forward. Good. Right? So with that, what you're getting is you're getting the muscles here. We're going to use George over here, okay? You use the muscles here along the clavicle. You're going to grab the muscles coming down here, and you're going to get the muscles that are here, okay? So that's why we do that. Okay, George, you can turn around. You can watch again. George, really? You're going to knock things over? Come on now. All right. So next up are going to be the shoulders. We're going to do some shoulder circles, okay? So we're going to have our hands out here. Now, it might feel a bit like an exercise when we do it, but you want to draw big circles on the wall. Now, when you do this, I don't want you out here, right? Your back of the circle should not be level, right? That's too far back. Or not, sorry, that's not back enough. You want this, let's say, to be the top of the circle. So you want to come back behind you and make a circle, right? Because we're trying to increase our mobility. Not going fast. It's not an exercise. We're just trying to really get that stretch in, right? We're stretching those shoulders, reaching out to the sides. Good. Now we're going to go the other direction, right? Here we go. And remember, we go back and up, right? Increase that mobility. Now, if this is hard for you, maybe your circle's got to be smaller, a little tighter. You're not going quite as wide. That's fine. Right? What's key is that we try and we do it to the best of our ability. There we go. Whew, that felt good. I love that one. All right. So, yeah, I know it's not all that advanced. We're not quite advanced like yoga poses, but there's a couple of things we're going to be doing that are a little bit harder. So don't worry. I just need another sip of the stuff. It's so good. All right. And by the way, guys, contrary to popular belief, coffee is not bad for you. For you to be able to, let's say, overdose on caffeine and have it really, really be bad for you, you need to drink like 100 cups a day. So if you drink 4 or 5 a day, no problem. Most people, 2 or 3, definitely no problem. 1 in the morning, don't even count it. But here's the trick. It's what you put in it. If you put in a bunch of sugar and a bunch of heavy cream, now it's bad for you, right? So stay away from the sugars, maybe a little bit of sugar-free sweetener or something like that. They have no fat creamers now, right? You can use skim milk, it's got no fat, but is disgusting. So like, can't say no fat creamer. Not that I'm sponsored, but hey, you should go buy it. It's good stuff. All right, so next thing we're gonna sorry, George knocked over so many things, stepping on it all here. You gotta get freaking George. Nothing but trouble, that guy. I was warned about him, but that's okay. All right, so next we're gonna do is our chest opener. Okay, so you remember we did this before, right? These chest openers, we're gonna go all the way to the top now. Before we just came up to here, okay, but now we're going a little bit more advanced. So we're gonna go out and all the way to the top. Bring those hands together and back down in the back, puffing that chest out, getting that, right? This whole region you want opened up, right? Here we go. Up, good. And back down. Don't have to hold it for long. We'll do 3 like this. Here we go. Up we go. And down. Good. All right. So the next couple, now obviously, if you've been here before, you would be leaning into the torso twist right now, which you're right. But what we're going to do is now we're doing advanced. We're going to step it up a notch, okay? So you're going to do a special pose. Okay, you ready? So we're going to work on a few things at the same time. First, we're going to be a nice stretch, and we're going to be a nice calf stretch. Now, if this is hard for you to be in this stance, you won't be able to hold on during this exercise we're about to do. So you can try to straighten out a little bit. Now, it's not quite as effective as the calf stretch, but it's okay. It's a little bit more stable for you, right? To have your knee straight. Ideally, we want you here, but if you're having trouble, start off here, all right? What you're going to do, I have to lean forward because I'm too huge. Put your arms out to the side, right? So now you're flying like an airplane. Ready now? Okay, here we go. We're just going to turn our body. Now, we're not turning our shoulder. You see my shoulders are still properly aligned with my head. I turned the torso. And no, I didn't slap my belly. Well, I kind of slapped my belly. More the love handles. All right, let me just, there we go. Hold that a little bit. And back nice and slow, right? Good job. Go the other side now. You guys are doing great. And believe me, they're a little bit harder, but that's okay. Woo. Don't look at the camera and exercise at the same time. Stay focused. All right, here we go. So remember, nice stance. Feel that calf stretch. If it's too much, you can step back a bit here. They'll give you a little bit more stability, okay? But we lean forward, arms out to the side. And now we turn. Now, if you look, I'm not doing this. Right? You can see the difference if I move my arms versus twisting at the torso. Right? There we go. And we hold it for a bit. Nice, relax. Good. And back. Good stuff. Fantastic. Really easy, guys. You guys are crushing it. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, we always want to work on the hamstrings. For me, hamstrings are the tightest in my body. Previous injuries, not understanding what they're for, not caring, right? Like, I played a lot of hockey and football. Hockey and football was not about flexibility. It wasn't gymnastics. It was about holding strong, pushing and pushing and pushing. And these things turned out hard as a rock. Strong as hell, but hard as a rock, right? So you lose flexibility if you don't work on it. The hamstrings are always forgotten. We live in a sedentary society. We sit all the time. We do all these things. So we're going to work on the hamstrings. But we're also going to work on the lower back at the same time. So here's what we're going to do. Ready? First thing we want to do is we're going to work on the hamstrings. We're going to stand here. So you remember this for you're like, Chris, that's for the lower back. Yes, it is. We're just going to straighten the legs out slightly, and you're going to start feeling that pull. Now you got to keep this back straight. You can't bend. You're going to feel that pull. There we go. Perfect. Let me just make sure it's not important. They can wait. All right. So if that didn't feel comfortable, guys, because I know some of you, like, I don't quite feel it, that's okay. It happens because it's hard to focus your body all the time on the right areas. So we're going to go here, right up on the wall. This one never fails. Keep that upper back straight. Relax that knee. Good. You will never fail when you do it this way. Good. Why? Why will you never fail? Because your foot is going to be pinned, your leg in the right position, your back is going to be straight, and this holding on to the wall is going to help encourage that back being straight. And lean forward. And let that set in. Good. Perfect. All right, guys, listen, we're almost done, right? We already did the calf stretches. We're going to do 2 more little stretches, okay? One will be interesting. One will be maybe not so interesting. So we've done this one before, right? You remember this guy? We're stretching out this groin, okay? But here's what we're going to do a little bit different this time. We're going to lean to one side, right? Try to make a straight line all the way down to your feet. Right? Now that's a little bit tough, sure. But that's why they're advanced stretches. But that's okay. Because you'll get there, right? I'm certainly no pro at this. I'm not a yoga master. I mean, I know girls that can like bend down, touch their toes doing this. So, you know. It's impressive. I'll get there though someday. I'm kind of close-ish. You know, like horseshoes. Have you ever heard that? Do you even know what horseshoes are? The old saying, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades? No? Okay, so horseshoes is a stupid old game. I used to play it when camping with my dad and his friends. And it was like this pole, the stick, and you literally have a horseshoe. And you got to try to toss it and hook it around the pole. It's not very exciting, but you know, it was the day. We used to also have lawn darts. You remember those lawn darts? Now that was interesting. Why? Because you would have to throw these things up in the air and then have to come down and stick in the ground. Well, I tell you what, these things were like 4-inch metal spikes. If there's anyone underneath that, they're getting impaled. So there's a bit of a challenge for that. There's a little bit of risk involved. Okay, so last exercise we're going to do today. We're going to do is sitting down. Okay, so maybe for the interest of ease for you, I'm just going to bring this camera down to our level, right? There we go. Look at that. Live TV, everybody. That's how easy it is. Okay, so now, here we are, sitting down. Now, it's going to look relatively easy in the general sense, but it's really not when you try to push it into the proper form. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit that classic Indian style, right? That classic cross-legged Indian style. But here's the trick. Most people, when they sit like this, their back is like that, right? That is not good. So here's what we want to do. We want to get up straight. And we want to lean down on the knees. So now you're going to feel it in the hips. If you're sore in the hips, don't worry about it. Don't push down. But that back has to be straight. And we're going to come up here. I'm going to take a deep breath. And now you're going to feel as you sink into this, right? Because remember, we're always relaxing into the stretch. Your ankles are going to stretch a little bit more. Your hips will be able to sink a little bit more. Your legs, your quads are stretching. Keeping that back nice and straight, guys. Right? So this is right. This is that classic. Right? So it's actually really good for you, but it's not as when done properly and focusing and breathing. It's not always as easy as it looks, but it's really comfortable. And just to give you guys a little bit of a fun thing to motivate you, I was never able to do this. My nieces and nephews will tell you that when they were growing up, I would like have to fall. My legs were so stiff, I would have to like a tree fall onto the floor. Have to sit with my legs open because I couldn't cross my legs, right? And then I have to like lean on furniture to get up because my legs were like too. It was like the caper toss, right? There were just two tree trunks for legs. And now look at me, right? I'm getting younger as I'm getting older. So listen, you can do it too. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. Don't get discouraged by things that you're not ready for. You know, a lot of times we step into things in life, whether it be stretches, whether it be exercise, whether it be business opportunities that we're not ready for, right? So we step in and we're very much overwhelmed. There's so much to do. You don't even know where to start, right? But it doesn't mean you can't do it. There's a difference. Not ready and not able, there's a big, big difference, right? You are able. Stretches, you're able. Exercise, you're able. Eating right, you're able to do it. Now, maybe you're not ready. Maybe you don't know where to start. Professionals like me are here to help you with that, right? But you can do it. Anything you want. Honestly, I know it sounds so cliche, but anything you want in life, you might not be ready for it. So it may take you 10, 15, 20. Let's say I want to be a famous actor. Well, guess what? It may take you 10, 15, 20 years to get there, right? Because you're just not there yet. But it doesn't mean that at the start, if you're not where you want to be, you just stop, right? You can do it, guys. You will get there. You will be able to sit like this, like I do, instead of having shoe trunks for legs, right? You can do it. I believe in you. And you got to believe in yourself. It's not always easy in the world we live in, right? You see Instagram, you see Facebook, it's not always easy, right? We say, how come I'm not there yet? How come I can't do that? I can do that. Why aren't I there? You will be. Trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and keep pushing. You'll get there. All right, guys. So those are my words of wisdom. It's a rainy day on Friday, so I would say go for a walk, but bring an umbrella because, yeah, it's going to be a wet one. And have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday morning. All right. Bye, everybody. Now for the awkward live TV walk to shut this thing off. Oh, live television.